Hello. What's your question for the cast?
Hi.
What's up?
So my name's Leslie, and I'm here with my sister Sarah and her friend Peyton. And my sister Sarah is the real big Daredevil fan here, and I'm not really knowing what's going on with the show. So do you mind reenacting part of the show?
While sitting.
That's fine.
It's like a regular episode.
You know, there's a couple of great scenes between Foggy and Karen that I think we should.
I don't remember anything. Are you kidding? I mean, it was like almost a year ago when we wrapped season 2, and then, trust me, as soon as the lines go in, they go right out of my head.
I'm not convinced they ever go in, buddy.
Fair enough. That's true. That's true.
He was talking to me, sorry. I was being really bad.
Well, it looks like that's what you're going to get. That was pretty good. I accept that. Good question. Let's go over here.
Hi. So my question is for Deborah. I was wondering if you, what you think Karen's going to do with now that she knows that Matt is Daredevil.
Yeah. I mean, I'm as curious as the rest of you because we have seen nothing. Like, this is a really good time to do a con because we don't have any more information than you do, so we can't screw ourselves over.
When does it start filming? Oh, you guys have
No, I mean, it's such a huge moment, and I'm sort of hoping that down the line it'll lead Karen to revealing her own secrets, because it's a big deal for him to tell her that he's Daredevil, but it's also a big deal for her to be like, yeah, I killed the guy. So I feel like I'm hoping it will lead to some opening up on her part.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
But would you be mad?
I mean, that's a tough one. I mean, we even talked about it, like whether he should use his cane in that last scene, and I was like, no, because that's kind of another lie. So yeah, you have to think about like every minute is sort of a little bit of a not totally honest moment. So I hope it's a turning point where they can be really honest with each other going forward.
And you know, the question is, what's better? Is it better that he's Daredevil or better that he's an alcoholic?
Right.
How would each of you react if you found out one of your best friends was a superhero? Would you be excited? Would you be nervous? Would you?
I'd be so excited. I'd be like, can we shop for costumes together? Should we get like a bat phone kind of situation? So if they get a signal, like do the whole thing.
Would anyone actually be pissed?
Well, I think it depends what they do. I mean, like, Daredevil beats people to a bloody pulp. And, like, Karen's super into that. She thinks that's really cool. So I hope that that'll outweigh the anger. But on the other hand, like, you know, if you're like, oh, you rescue kittens from trees, like, yeah, you're a superhero.
It doesn't kill anyone, right?
It doesn't kill anyone.
You might beat him up enough to get that later.
Punisher, so.
Yeah, true. All right, let's grab another question over here. Oh, yeah.
So with season 3, of course, you got
English.
Yep.
We're all friends in England. Hey, buddy.
So of course, you guys know nothing about season 3, but what would you predict for season 3?
I mean, it's so hard to talk. You know, the season 2 was left so open-ended, so it's very hard to know. But I think, and this is again, I have to preface this by saying this is, really is a guess. But I think what we saw in terms of Matt and Daredevil and that journey that he's on, the personal journey that he's on, when we get to the end of season 2, and he kind of fails. You know, nothing kind of really works out in the end. And for him at the end of season 2, which is one of the reasons I loved what the writers did with that season, because it's nice to see. I think it's important to see the failures as well as the successes. I think one of the reasons that has to happen is because going into the Defenders, Matt is going to have to learn that he needs help, that he can't do all this alone, and that maybe some teamwork is going to actually be beneficial. So whatever lessons he learns in the Defenders will then play into, I think, season 3 and how he goes forward from there. If that makes sense.
Also, Charlie, I thought you were great in Stardust.
Great. Rosario, I'm curious. Like, did you know that that the night nurse would become this thread through all these shows like ahead of time? When did you find that out? How do you feel about that now?
I think it's awesome. I did not know. I mean, I've been signing on every year, just on its own. So it's never even, I think you signed on for a few years, depending on, it's still not knowing if it would happen, 25 years. I feel like I've had a really different sort of experience in that where I just really don't know. And then when I do sign up, I sign up for episodes, but they don't tell me which shows. So I have no idea, I'm just sort of working and have this question mark for the entire year of just when are they going to call me and for what and how is it going to show up. And when I do, I come in pretty late, so I won't get those first couple of episodes. Like that's what happened in the second season when I came on. They didn't send me any of the previous episodes, so I suddenly just came in the middle of all of this insanity, and they were like, you'll watch it at the premiere like the rest of us. So I don't know exactly. My character is sort of a little standalone in that sense because I come in those very particular moments of needing to be helping a situation, so I don't really know all the preamble and everything that got us there. And then I get the following episode, so it's really fun to follow, but I really have no idea. This is where they inject me where Claire needs to, seal and solve a wound. That's where I come in.
Well, there was one thing that I thought was really cool is in the second season we had a scene together, and we in the storyline we hadn't seen each other for a long time, and when it took place at the hospital, and Claire Temple has a cut on her eyebrow, so I was like, what's that to do with? And apparently it had nothing to do with our world, but it's part of Luke Cage, so that the timeline had been kind of thought through and worked out so that whatever was going on in Luke Cage, which I don't know, but somehow, at some point during that show, the next day, she's in the hospital talking to me, which I just think, just those little nuggets I think are really cool.
Mm-hmm. It's some serious continuity. Yeah. They're like, oh, we're giving her a scar here, so you got it in this episode. Elodie, you real black belt in karate, is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, is this role like a dream for you? Like, because I imagine it's like the coolest job as a black belt to then become Elektra, like.
Yeah, but I think what really excites me about the part is that there's more to her than just being a real badass. And I really enjoy when I have my costume and I look in the mirror and I'm like, whoa, now I'm going to get I like it. It's really cool. But she's so interesting to try to understand that. So that's really what I enjoy the most, playing her, being her.
No, and kudos, because that was one of my first reactions when I watched the depth you were bringing. There was way more to it than just the standard superhero girl in a show. So, yeah, round of applause. She brought so much. Do you now that I've buttered you up, do you think you actually could kick everybody's ass in here?
Charlie he trained hard, so I think I might struggle a bit, but yeah, still.
All right, I think we're back on this side for questions.
If your characters had a karaoke night, what would their go-to karaoke song be?
Oh, I love that question.
Stop that.
Elodie, start over here. Yeah, go-to karaoke song?
For Elektra, any song that involves size and killing, any suggestion? I don't know.
Let the bodies hit the floor!
Which one?
Let the bodies hit the floor.
Thank you. That's a good one.
Deborah?
I don't remember. Jessica was always Sex and Candy. I love that.
Or see Playground, yeah.
Yeah, Sex and Candy. For Karen, I don't know. Here Comes the Boom. Something like like you don't know it's coming, but
not the Kevin James movie though.
No, just the song.
Yeah. Eldon?
Chumbawamba.
Alright. They only have that one song, so we all know what you mean. Rosario?
Heal the world. Make it a better place.
I like big butts and I cannot lie.
let's go back over here. So many of you want to ask.
Hi, I'm Luke. If you guys could switch the roles that you play, like play a different character in the show, who would you like to play?
Well, if you could change your role on Daredevil, who would you want to be?
Foggy. I love donuts.
Maybe Stick.
I'd like to have had a go at Wesley. It was good. Toby did an amazing job with that role. I thought, you know.
This is the biggest question. I'm sure you've answered this a million times, but I'm doing it anyway. What MCU Marvel character do you want to appear on the show? Anybody?
I mean, we kind of had it earlier on. I think if we're lucky enough to keep making this show, at some point I would love to see Bullseye show up.
No, I mean MCU as in like the Avengers and all the movie people. If you could bring one of them into the show, the Hulk, Captain America, Iron Man, Ant-Man.
I guess Hulk, because it would be the most bizarre. Because our world is such like gritty realism with like a little bit of magic, and then it's a giant green thing that's just going to destroy it. That could be fun.
He needs legal services?
Yeah, exactly.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man. That would be amazing.
Still thinking? You're
No, I think
you agree with Spider-Man.
Yeah,
those are good. Here, you know the one.
Just to see, could you imagine though, like you're like leaping from one building to the next, and then Spider-Man's like zipping through the other way. You guys are like, hey!
Well, since all the Netflix shows are collaborating, the one I really want is Stranger Things. Can we get Sheriff Hopper in? Really cool, older or something version. All right, another question up here.
Hi. I'm asking on behalf of my friend Rose. She couldn't make it, and this is for Charlie. With everything that went on last season, it seems like the stage is being laid out for the Born Again arc. Is that an arc you're excited to adapt?
Well, Born Again is one of my favorites. So anything, whenever there's anything that we do that kind of, you know, is reminiscent of Born Again, you know, obviously all of Miller's stuff. But you know, my understanding is that the show never tries to emulate exactly a particular run or a series because it's its own thing. You know, and as tragic as it was, killing Ben Urich was part of that idea. Was that this show is very close to the Daredevil that we love and know from the comics, but it's also, you know, no one should feel safe watching it because anything can happen. Yeah, I mean, you know, there's a great, one of my favorite moments of season 2 was when we were shooting the stairwell fight scene in episode 3. And massive shout out to Phil Silvera and Chris Brewster, the stunt guys who do so much of that. When we got to the point where John is in the elevator and I come back out and I've got the gun strapped to my hand, and then there's a what they call a rack focus from the gun to my face, and I smile, and it's basically the cover of No One Mr. Nice Guy. And you know, those moments are like, I love it when we reference a comic like that, an image that is so iconic, and we get to have it in the show. And you know, some people pick up on it, a lot of people don't, maybe. So anything that we can do like that, all those Easter eggs I love.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Over here.
Hey guys, love the show. You guys are all awesome. Two-part question. First one for Deborah. Better love interest, Karen and Matt, or Jessica and Hoyt. The second question is for Eldon. Are we ever going to see the Bash Brothers again on?
I don't know. I mean, they're very different, and I don't know. I genuinely try not to think too much about my characters in terms of like who they end up with, kind of thing. So I don't know. I mean, they're very different people.
No pressure.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, it's an interesting question. I don't know that I've ever really thought about it, to be honest. Sorry.
So Hoyt.
I mean, I'm in this now, so probably I would go with Karen and Matt. But yeah, for the time when I was doing that, that was really special.
And The follow.
I hope so. I would do another one of those movies in a heartbeat.
I'm curious, since there's rumors of The Flash and Supergirl doing a musical episode, would Daredevil ever do a musical episode? Too queer, do you think? Did you get excited, or would you be terrified?
I'd be terrified.
Rosario's been auditioning on this panel.
Right. My question is, what is, for everyone, what's your favorite cereal mascot and why?
God, that is hard, actually.
Not cereal, just the mascot.
No, not cereal.
Mount Chalky. Oh, that's good.
Captain Crunch.
Cereal characters.
Like, they're great! Where'd you guys grow up? Oh, right, Europe.
Fruit Loops? That's the question you waited all these years to ask?
I don't have much of a social life, so...
Did you get a good answer?
Yeah, I'm very satisfied.
Okay,
Right.
I'm glad you're satisfied. Thank you, sir. Over here.
Okay, so this one is for Charlie. Since you played the man without fear in Daredevil, what in real life are you afraid of?
Large panels. That's a good question. That's a great question. Oh God. There are many things. But I want to answer this question in a way that kind of seems like I've actually put some thought into it. But you know, I guess I hope this doesn't sound too trite, but the thing that one of the things I'm afraid of is you know, going home at the end of the day when you've had a job to do, or you're doing a day of filming, or you've had an important meeting or an audition, or you know, a day with a friend, or whatever. It doesn't matter really what it is, and you feel like you didn't put everything you had into it. You know, you didn't really give it your best shot. That feeling of you know what, I could have done better. I could have been I could have been more present or more available or more, you know, of more service or whatever it is. That's a feeling that I fear.
Thank you.
No snakes or bugs or anything? Spiders? No.
No, not really.
Good for that. Good.
I don't mind spiders.
Over here. Sure.
Okay, this is a question for Charlie. Just kind of wondering if it was difficult to really be able to play Matt Murdock, at least at first, given how he's supposed to be blind while at the same time might as well not be. Like, because I mean, you convey it very well, like where even though you can't see, you know, are still able to function perfectly in the world.
Yeah, that's a great question. It's surprisingly challenging actually, and continues to be, because the hardest thing is not necessarily what I do with my eyes, but it's, as you know, it's normally when I'm in a scene with someone like Rosario or Foggy or even Elodie, Elektra, who knows about Matt and they know about his abilities. He would never have to kind of pretend to find something on a table. He would never have to not like research for something using his hands in a way that he would in front of Karen, because she doesn't know about, or until now hasn't known about his his heightened senses. So it's really tricky when we're filming, and often takes up a lot of time. You know, I remember scenes with Rosario where, you know, we're chatting and I'm both Rosario and Elektra actually, and Elodie, when I'm patching them up, you know, I'm trying to have a conversation here and not look at the needle that is going through their skin.
It hurt me
really
every single time.
Yeah, it took a lot of time. And I remember there was one scene where it was with Rosario, we were chatting, and there was a box that I had to pick up halfway through the scene, like the suture box behind me. And the amount of times I had to be like, to try, you know, and I couldn't. That's not going to fly on camera, because Matt would never do that. He would just grab it.
Or they catch the sweater thing.
Oh yeah, that's right. In episode 4 of season 1, Claire throws the sweater at me from over there, and I have to catch it without looking at it, because he would obviously never use his eyes to catch it. So we had a guy, as soon as Rosario picked it up, we had one of the ADs in the corner go, 1, 2, 3, now!
Kilgrave was such a great villain. Do you think Daredevil could have taken out Kilgrave?
I'd love to know how that would pan out. Yes, it was such a. I really enjoyed. I mean, David Tennant, guys.
That could be our musical episode, though. Kilgrave could make us all sing for it.
Write that down, someone. Yeah, that's really good.
And my question is, we kind of already talked about if you could have another character on the show who you'd want to have, but if your character could be on another show, what show do you think they'd be on, would do well, kick everybody's ass, just in general?
What show? Their characters or themselves?
The characters.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to say yourself instead, that's fine, but up to you.
You stumped him.
Sorry.
I'd like to see Daredevil in Fargo. That would be really weird, but kind of appropriate.
Or The People vs. OJ. That's a good show too.
I want to patch up Nick Fury, just because everyone sort of calls me sort of like the Nick Fury of our whole little world, just because I'm jumping around and everything. That'd be kind of fun. Just be like, I got you. They need you, just like these guys need me. You got to stick around, otherwise it all falls apart.
I think Karen would be sort of oddly appropriate on Mad Men. I think that'd be kind of fun to put her there and be a strong chick there.
Law and Order. Oh my god, that'd be so dope. I'm just so excited to see you on Law and Order.
Alright, I want to get a couple. I know a lot of you
Thank
waited.
you so much, guys.
Real quick, couple more. Go ahead.
Foggy on Friends.
Over here, yeah.
My name is Michael, and I'm asking a question for a friend who didn't make it. This is for Charlie, and his question was, playing the role of Matt Murdock, what did you learn about yourself personally playing the role of a blind person?
What do I know about myself?
You think on that.
Yeah.
One more question over here. We'll end on that. No pressure.
Oh god, no pressure. Okay, hi. Charlie, a friend introduced me.
Oh, I need time to think about the law.
For everybody, but it's a friend introduced me to Stardust just a couple months ago, and I fell in love with it. So I was wondering if you all.
Thanks, 11 people.
If you all had the chance to rescue a fallen star and get a wish, what would you wish for?
Oh, good. Wishes while you figure that out.
You guys are really hard.
I wish to be able to sing and play bass like Jared Warren.
I wish I knew how to answer the last question.
I would have wished for Bernie Sanders to be president so we could have universal health care.
Anything else? Have more wishes?
Self-confidence.
They do love you guys. All right. That you answered the question. Give them I think that counts. How about a round of applause for these guys? So come on by. Thank them again. Big round of applause. Thank you very much. Thanks, guys.